Hi friends, how are you? I hope you're having a great Saturday. Welcome back to my channel, The Crafty Quinn. My name is Megan and I love to make Dollar Tree DIYs that look high-end but are budget friendly. If that's something you're into, I highly suggest you hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. So first up, I'm going to be making a dupe of this adorable Etsy wagon wheel I found from Southern Home Woodwork. And with this video, just because I'm making a dupe does not mean that you shouldn't purchase her amazing wagon wheel design. I am by no means trying to say that just because I'm making this cheaper means that you shouldn't buy hers. So I am just making a dupe of this because I think it's fabulous. So first I'm taking this Dollar Tree wagon wheel and I'm taking this curly Q that I got from Hobby Lobby, and so I'm just taking some Waverly plaster chalk paint and I'm just giving this a quick coat. And while I do this, let's chat. So I have been on a break for about 2 weeks now, and I just took a quick break because I did 3 videos in 3 days, which was completely unexpected and frankly due to poor planning on my end. So I just took a breather from YouTube for a small bit, but I am back now and I'm so happy to see you guys, and well, not see you guys, but talk to you guys on here. So I hope you guys like this video since it's been a while and I hope you guys get to check out all the other crafters in the hop. So like I said, I'm just doing a coat of paint and I grabbed way too big a brush for this, but you're going to need to take a tiny brush after this and use that to fill in all the little gaps because of course I had to pick the most cursive looking Q I could find. So next I'm taking this ribbon. I actually got it from Michael's, and I'm just doubling it up because I'm going to cinch the middle of this. And that's just how I'm choosing to make a bow. I'm not really much of a typical bow person, I guess you could say, so I like to cinch it with something else. Normally I use raffia, but I'm actually going to use some Dollar Tree very thin buffalo check ribbon on this. I don't know if I called it buffalo plaid, but for me, buffalo plaid is the red and black design for Christmas, but this is buffalo check. I don't know, you guys can call it what you want, but so I'm just going to use that to cinch this bow. And at first when I was doing this, I was like, does that look kind of weird because it's 2 different types of buffalo check? But I ended up thinking it was really cute. So now I'm taking all of this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm using like 3 different designs of this Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other because that's how I love to make bows now. And the burlap piece in the back is also Dollar Tree ribbon. So I like to make that as my nice little background there, and then I just keep on layering. And now they have all these amazing burlap patterns at Dollar Tree, and I keep going back and I keep finding more, so I keep buying them. But I mean, how cute is that, right? So honestly, I think this was probably the most fun part of the whole thing. I mean, the painting probably took the longest to be able to do this. So I'm just going to make this on an angle, and that's very similar to the dupe as well. And then I'm taking this eucalyptus, and I believe this came from Walmart, but I ended up having to re-glue this on later because before I had just kind of attached the whole clump to like the metal wagon wheel and that does not stay. So you're going to want to take all of the pieces apart individually and glue each leaf or twig to the burlap itself, and that's the best way to get it to stay because those will definitely pop off. So after I hot glued the Q to the wagon wheel, I just took some Waverly antique wax and went in with my brush and just did some last distressing, and I wanted to give this a more finished look, so I did do that to the back as well. But I just thought, you know, it's nice and bright with the Q the way it was, but I definitely felt like it needed a little something. So if any of you that are listening to this are YouTubers, I actually have a challenge coming up on June 16th that you guys should definitely check out, and I can talk more about that later. I just need to interrupt really quickly because this is the Crafty Kitty, Marcus, and I know you guys haven't seen him in a little while. But anyway, this is how the wagon wheel turns out, and I'm definitely obsessed with this one, probably the most from this video, and I can't wait to hang this up on my door. So like I said, this is a very special video. It's an HOP, it's a hop. Rhonda and I from the Distressed Princess got together, gathered up a bunch of girlfriends that we haven't collaborated with before to make some pretty sweet dupes. So this is a hop full of Farmhouse crafters, and you have to click on the link in my bio to hop on over to the next crafter and see what they've come up with. So next up, I'm making this welcome sign. I also found this on Pinterest, but it's actually an Etsy craft. So I think all of the dupes that I'm going to be making today are technically from Etsy. So I just grabbed this sign, and I feel like maybe this was a Dollar Tree sign, but it may not be. It may have been from Michael's. I feel like maybe it's a little bit too nice. But I took that little leaf over there you see in the top left corner. I had to scrape that off, and that was really glued down. So I had to use my hot glue gun, not hot glue gun, my heat gun, and heat up the glue underneath it to be able to pop it off. So I just took some Waverly plaster paint again, gave that a quick coat as the background color, and now I'm taking these wall decals from Dollar Tree, and those are going to be my sunflowers. I don't technically have as many sunflowers as the original does, but for me, I would say the dupes in this video are really more like a conceptual dupe, in my opinion. It's more like, you know, dupe it how you want. And honestly, I mean, if you're just gonna recreate the same exact thing, you know, exactly the same, I mean, it's, you know, you can do what you want, but for me, I just feel like it's more fun to put your own little twist on things. So now I'm taking this Waverly ink color, and I am making this similar to theirs, but this is a Dollar Tree metal word that says welcome, and I always pick up those metal packs from Dollar Tree, so they always come in handy later, you never know. And I think I accidentally picked up like 5 of those spring ones for Easter, but I'll be set for next season at least. So I just put 2, I guess, globs of hot glue, one kind of on the little closer to the end of the sign and then closer to the other end of the word. And I tried to put like hot glue all over the whole word, but that didn't work. So it's just a lot easier to do 2 huge globs of hot glue in just 2 sections and then lay it down quickly because it will come off of the metal. So I just cut out some more sunflowers, and I'm just going to place them kind of similar to the original, but I don't have as many sunflowers as they do, so you just kind of have to make it work with what you have. I think there was only 3 sunflowers technically that came with this little pack. And I have to say, I was pretty impressed with these wall decals, even though they're from Dollar Tree, so I'm sure it would look adorable in like a kid's room or something too. And then this is the last flower, I believe. So I was just trying to cut off some of the green because it's, well, I was trying to kind of make it, I don't know, closer to just keeping the flower head on there itself. So next, to complete the sign, I just had to draw that little trim that the original had, and I'm taking some Antique Waverly wax for that actually because it was the closest I had color-wise to what they used to draw just a little outline on the mason jar. So I'm just taking a very, very thin brush, and they're not supposed to be like perfect lines. It's supposed to look a little rustic, and then I'm going to do more just stressing actually after that line. After all the lines are drawn there, you can see it's supposed to look like, you know, vintage, I guess, but this is to me giving it more of a farmhouse look, and by adding that paint like I did at the top on the silver, that kind of makes it more rustic, and then just coming in finally with some Antique Waverly wax and just going over everything, trying to get in between the letters as well, because if you just kind of go around the word and you don't go in between the letters, it just looks a little bit too neat. So I did just go ahead and do a quick swipe over the sunflowers too. I would have to say distressing is probably my favorite part of Farmhouse crafts. I don't know about you guys, but I love to watch when crafters like distress things. I don't know why. It's one of those like satisfying things to watch, I guess. And here is the finished DIY. And I think this is so cute. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you're new here, I'm Megan, and this is Marcus, the Crafty Kitty, and I love to make Dollar Tree DIYs and home decor that looks high-end but is budget-friendly. So if you could please give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and ring that notification bell. It would really help my channel grow. Thanks, guys, and let's get back to the crafts. So next, I'm going to be making this sweet summertime dupe from Etsy, and I definitely did my own spin on this, but I would have to say it's pretty darn close, I think. So I'm just first taking this Crimson Waverly chalk paint color, and that is going to be the very top layer. And I was kind of going between this dupe and a different version of it. I saw two different versions of this craft, and then there was another version where you could kind of do seeds on the very top layer, but it's a book stack, so you can do it however you want. And first I was taking this ballet slipper paint color, and then I realized it didn't look Pepto-Bismol enough, so I did eventually go back and I made that pink color darker. So what I did to make it darker was I just kept going in, adding some drops of that crimson color to the light ballet slipper Waverly chalk paint, and so you just keep adding it until it looks like a Pepto-Bismol tablet, and there you know, you have it when it looks like that. So I couldn't find a good green color that I had on hand, but I just ended up using a folk art green chalk paint color, and I thought, you know what, that's good enough for green. So it's definitely different. It's not going to be a dark green color. So I'm taking these Dollar Tree adhesive stencils, and I've used some of them, some of the letters at least a couple of times, but they kind of lose their stickiness kind of right away. So I mean, they're reusable, but to a point. Like the M, I've used it a lot and it doesn't really stick anymore. So after you're done using those stencils, you definitely want to put them on the sheet that came with the pack so they don't lose their stickiness. And I never have great luck with stencils, but it always works out better when I use adhesive stencils because they can actually stay in place and they don't bleed as much through. So I'm using my own phrase for this. And like I said, these are more conceptual dupes in nature. I really like to put my own spin on things, and I kept thinking of crafts to make for this sweet summer dupes topic, but then I was like, wait, no, they have to be dupes of things. I can't make my own original designs, but it was so tempting. So I can't wait to do another video soon with my own original crafts. And I believe my next video after this is actually going to be Rustic Patriotic Farmhouse. I still have a ton of patriotic farmhouse decor left over, so definitely want to get moving on using up that stuff, and 4th of July is coming up very soon, so I have to get that out soon. So I'm pretty sure I'm doing that June 9th. And then, like I mentioned before, June 16th is a very important date because I now host a monthly challenge, and this month is actually going to be Let's Go Camping. That's the theme of the challenge. But every month I'm going to select a new theme, and I'm going to have a new co-host every month. So if you're a YouTuber, definitely message me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is thecraftyquinn. Send me a message on there and let me know if you'd like to make a video for the challenge, and I can add you to our group chat. So for this monthly challenge, I like to pick out of the box DIY decor themes. The first month it was Fruity Summer Picnic, which was my very last video before this, And then this is Let's Go Camping. And then next month I still have to pick a theme, but I already have co-hosts selected all through August. So I'm excited to be announcing all of that soon. So honestly, using a tiny little brush worked the best for this. And the paint color that I used for the letters was actually white Waverly chalk paint. So I tied on my ribbon, and now I'm really realizing I didn't leave in my footage of that, but I just wrapped ribbon all the way around, and then I just tied a little quick bow on top, and then I just took some raffia to just tie that around the very end of it. So this is how it looks when it's all finished. So it says Summer, Sweet Summer. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to click the link in my description box down below to get to the next video in the hop. And if you guys want to check out more videos of mine, watch them here on the left, and let's keep in touch on Instagram.